Good girl. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips, and this is going to be a day in the life on a Sunday. It normally would be a weekend in the life, a Saturday, Sunday vlog. However, Saturday was a little bit of a disaster for me, and I was like, it wasn't a disaster, but it was not a great day overall. There was a bright spot, which we'll get to in a second. Just got some other stuff going on right now, and I am a ball of anxiety, I think would be a good description. So yesterday I got up. Oh, and the other thing is the last 3 nights. It's Sunday. Did I tell you that? I'm doing a great job with this vlog already. Okay, it's Sunday, June 1st. And the last 3 nights I have woken up at 3:30 in the morning. And I've laid in bed and tried to go back to sleep. And my body's just like, I don't think so. And so I've been getting up at like 4:20, 4:30. And just being like, I guess this is my life. I'm tired and anxious and that's not a great combination when you're like, okay, let's do some concentrated writing work. So this morning, 3:30, I got up, or no, I didn't. I woke up at 3:30, got up at 4:30 and just was, getting myself ready. It's now 8:20 in the morning and I am going to try to get some actual work done today. Yesterday, I came back here at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I tried to take my time getting ready and just kind of like being chill because I was so anxious. I sat here and I pulled up my document and I was like, okay, let's work on something. You have to do something. What are you going to work on today? And I just like, I could not force myself to try to dive into whatever I had been doing the last time I looked at the document, which I think was like Wednesday. It's been several days. Eventually I was like, you know what? You're so anxious right now. Like, just leave it. Just go play Stardew Valley and try to chill out. Stardew helped, but I was still just like, ugh. I did have, however, a Patreon live stream scheduled for that afternoon. So I was like, you're going to have to sit down and do something during the live stream. You can't just sit there and stare at the screen. I mean, I guess I could, but I was like, we're going to try. So the live stream started and I got a good chunk of work done. So thank you very much to the patrons who are supporting the live streams because I actually got the only amount of work done for the day during that live stream. I streamed for about, it was a little over an hour and a half, I guess. I have figured out a good chunk of this story. I got some motive kinds of things figured out. Obviously, characters can't just randomly do stuff. They need to have motives. So that's kind of important to nail down. I started digging a little more in, like even more, I guess, into the characters. Why are they doing what they're doing? What's their background? Like just a little more character work. That's something that's a challenge for me for sure. And I really want to nail it. I really want to nail the characterization and the interiority in this book. I'm trying to really dial in on these characters and figure them out. I also planned out an itinerary for the road trip. We have a road trip element that, as I currently have it thought of, is like the 25 to 50% mark of the book. Or maybe like 25 to 40%, 45%. So somewhere right in there, like in the fun and games section, if you're following Save the Cat, right? I've got like just the general, like they're going to start in this place and they're going to stop in this place for the night and this place for the night and then they're going to be in London and blah, 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 blah. So I've got that straightened out. I need to figure out exactly what's happening on the road trip. Like I know the purpose of the road trip, what they're going to go do, get, etc. Yeah, I just need to figure out, okay, like what's happening? This should be the point where they're kind of like falling for each other. So it should probably be really cute. So today, all I'm doing, I'm really trying to push to get to the point where I feel like, okay, we are ready to figure out what are the scenes, and then doing my whole scene by scene outline thing. We'll get into that, you know, I'll explain all that when we actually get to it. Or you can go back to last year because I did the same thing last year. If you're curious, I have a whole video on my outlining process, and I don't think it's changed a whole lot since I did that video. That's from like 2 years ago now. Anyway, but yeah, the original goal was to have this book fully outlined by the end of June, and then have July be my first draft month. That's, I don't know if that's gonna happen. That seems a little yikes. Like, considering the point I'm at and considering all the work I like to do for an outline, a detailed outline, my version of a detailed outline, it's a lot of work. And the one thing I do not want to do is rush. I do not want to rush and try to push to be done by the end of the month because Meredith from January said that that would be a great goal, right? I don't want to do that. I also need to keep in mind, I don't need to start a first draft on the first of a month. That's super satisfying when it works out that way. I could start on like July 21st if I wanted. That's okay. You're allowed to start a first draft whenever you're ready to start a first draft. So I need to kind of like let go of that kind of stuff. I do want to like work hard this month. I do think it's possible to be ready, but it's not something I want to like, I don't want to jump the gun. I do not want to jump the gun. Obviously, a first draft is still going to be messy. There's still going to be plenty to fix and all that stuff. But if I do a first draft and it's overwhelmingly messy, I get overwhelmed and it's really hard for me to work through that. I like focusing on outlining really heavily, figuring out as much as possible ahead of time, and then doing the first draft. The first draft is still messy, but it's more manageable. It feels like, okay, yeah, we need to change some stuff, but I'm not like scrapping 3/4 of the manuscript, you know? I hate that. So I really want to take my time and not push and see what we can get done. So anyway, let me get to work because it is now 8:30. I will be refreshing Query Tracker on an insane basis today, and that's fine. You know, like I'm just gonna let myself do that. And if you don't like that, I'm so sorry, but you're not in charge of me. Let me get this pulled up, and I've got ocean waves to listen to. Let's work on this book. Psych, I lied. Okay, so I've been sitting there for an embarrassing amount of time and haven't done anything. So I keep getting distracted with literally anything on the internet. So I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna pace around, I'm gonna talk to myself in my head. There's one piece I really want to like figure out. There's an issue at the beginning, or like toward the beginning of the book, and my heroine character is gonna be like, I'm gonna fix it, and she needs a plan for how she's gonna try to fix it. The plan is ultimately gonna fail, but it needs to be like a legitimate, you know, something that seems workable, and I don't know what the plan is. So let me pace and think. We love a good pace. We love a good pacing, and see if I can come up with something plausible. It's time for another thrilling voice memo to myself. All right, so I need... Okay, I think I have a pretty good idea of something that would seem like plausible, doable, beneficial for the antagonist. Of course, it will fail, but it seems like a good goal to try to for them to like try to reach for. So let me write some notes down, and I think then we can kind of move on from this plot point. Okay, not to alarm anyone, but is it time to print some calendars? Am I ready for a printed calendar? I'm so excited. I'm looking up weather, like average temperatures and stuff for like September, October time frame, which is honestly like the oh, it's so nice. in England in those months, at least like in terms of the temperature. I guess it's kind of rainy. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna print some calendars. I need to see where things are kind of lining up. There's one aspect of the story that I think will hit at like the midpoint, I guess. Right? And it takes place around like the harvest time. So that part of the story needs to be hitting when it's like the first week of October, right? And so then I've got to work backwards from there to see, okay, when does this story actually start? Because I'd originally thought it would start in like early September, which might still work out, but I think I need the calendar to kind of see where things are falling date-wise. Let's print a calendar! Hashtag not sponsored. I like using Rocket Calendar. It's just rocketcalendar.com for these calendars. It has calendars from 1800 through 2099. And you can download the different months. Let me show you what they look like once they're downloaded. Don't look at my book. Okay, so they look like this. And what I like to do is copy them. This is so like unnecessary, but well, okay, I could either print it out and then just white out the holidays that are on here, or I can copy this into Word and do a little white box over it so that it's like covered up before I print it. But I like this because it's just the calendar with blank boxes, so I can write in whatever I want to go with my story. Here they are. Are you so excited? I don't have a huge amount that I want to put on these yet. I printed out August 1815 through January 1816 because I'm not entirely sure like how long the story is going to span. I don't think it's going to be that long in terms of like months. In terms of monthage, I just like having them printed so they're there in case I need them. And I'm gonna put in the stuff that I'm like pretty sure about. I do this in pencil also, by the way. I'll just write it in pencil and then it's super easy to change. So let me get a pencil. The pencil I've had since high school. I'm not lying to you. Yeah, it has the little like wind up eraser. And I've had this pencil since high school, which was definitely like 5 years ago. So yeah, let me do this. I'm excited. Okay, I've got a bunch of stuff filled in here. I'm gonna take a little break, go get some lunch, and I'll be back to doing something in a little bit. Lunch is over. I'm gonna get back to this for a little while. It's like almost 2 o'clock. I'm not sure how much more I have in me. We were awake at 3:30, so yeah. I guess what I want to delve into next is this freaking road trip element. I have the itinerary. I have the dates, you know, generally speaking at this point when I think it's gonna take place. It should be like the middle 2 weeks of September. So I kind of want to think through what would be happening each of the days that they're gone, brainstorm a little bit of that. I have some ideas, nothing like super concrete. I just have like some general ideas. So let me mess with that for a little bit and then wrap things up for the day. For reasons, I did need to know who the Archbishop of York would have been in 1815. It's this guy. He has 3 hyphenated last names. I'm gonna need this man to just calm down for a second. What's even more insane is his daughter, Louisa Augusta Venables Vernon Harcourt, just happened to marry a man also with 3 hyphenated names. What is this? Sir John Vanden Bempte Johnstone? I'm telling you, the Brits love a good hyphen. Okay, I definitely got very distracted. Okay, my main male character is a vicar, and so I was like, well, if he's going to London, like there's a lot of clergy there, would he want to connect with anyone? So then I was like, who was the archbishop at the time? There's like 2 archbishops. Oh my gosh, all the church hierarchy. I'm like, I don't know how that's all set up. So I'm researching like, who was the archbishop? Did they live in London? Did they live like somewhere else? Where did they live? Then I was like, what cathedrals could he have gone to? Like all of them, because they're so old. But like St. Paul's would have been there. Then I was like, well, who was like the guy at St. Paul's at the time? I don't know. Who would have been like buried there already? Would he have wanted to see the graves? Then I was like, wait a minute, back in the day, St. Paul's used to be like blackened from, I think just from like pollution and soot and grime. It used to have like this black gunk all over it, and they finally cleaned it at some point in the last like 25-ish years, and now it's all like white and pristine and everything with the, you know, the stone showing through. But I was like, would it have been blackened at the point where he would have been in London? I need to stop. Overall, I feel like I've been pretty successful today. I've gotten some stuff done. We started the calendars. It's always fun to see that coming together. I'm going to try to keep working on stuff this week. Hopefully the anxiety... I've been okay today, like anxiety-wise. We'll see. It's going to spike tomorrow. It's fine. Hopefully I can sleep through the night. That would probably help also. But in any case, I'm going to sign off for now. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.